Welcome back to the Dynasty Kings podcast. I'm your host, Jared.
And I'm Austin.
And today we are back for Mock Draft Monday,
Mock Draft
baby.
Monday.
Mock Draft Monday. All right. I'm on the clock this time. Let's get right to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing odds. You're doing evens.
Correct.
We're going to make this one quick.
Mhm.
Well, this pick quick.
Right.
It's going to be Caleb Williams.
Yep. Easy.
I mean, the only thing I'll say on it is the only way it's not Caleb Williams at this point is if he gets arrested for something insane. So that's all I'll say on that.
Fair enough. Yeah, and I think at this point too, this is obviously like talk. This is the NFL draft. Nothing is like set in stone. Is he really this far down?
Yeah, he's pretty far down on PFF.
That's a joke, dude. Jay Daniels going to Washington. I think it's a good fit. I think we kind of talked about this a little bit last time too, so we won't go too hard on it. But I think he's an amazing player, an amazing athlete. There's some concerns about his size, but we'll see. And I think that the Commanders have played flip flop with getting like a middling ass quarterback for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Get a young guy, build around him. If he's not it, hopefully you have enough pieces to move forward from there. But I think this one's pretty set in stone personally.
I mean, really, since like RG3. I mean, I know they brought in Alex Smith, but then obviously that injury, wastes his career. But
I mean, even then, when you talk about Alex Smith, what's the first thing that comes to mind is he was like the 16th best quarterback for his wole career.
Yeah.
So like it's just like
he was never like a franchise guy.
Their
really.
best guy that they brought in outside of the guy that they drafted is like known for being mid. So it's just like, you gotta make a dart throw sometimes. So
yeah. And this is the time to do it when you pick at 2.
When you have number 2, right? They literally fell into that draft pick too.
Yeah.
I think they lost like 7 or 8 games straight.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, that one game Brissett was gonna come in and then pulled his groin.
Did he? All
right.
Speaking of Jacoby Brissett, we got the Patriots on the clock here.
His squad.
He is the starting quarterback right now.
Slated.
Will that change after this pick I make? No. Because unlike last time, we had no trades.
God.
We had no trades last mock draft 1.0. There's already going to be a trade at number 3 right here.
Okay.
And we are going to get spicy with it. It's going to be the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
They're finally going to do it. They're going to
what's
trade
the
up.
comp?
So I wanted to make it realistic. I wanted to make it as realistic as possible because I definitely see this happening. I mean, not definitely, but I can see it as a possibility. So it's obviously going to be 3 for the Patriots. It's going to be 11 and 23.
Yep.
It's also going to be next year's first.
Okay.
And it's going to be next year's third. Not next year's third, this year's third. I forget which one it was. I wrote it down.
Dude, that is...
And I'll tell you why. I believe this is a third. If not, whatever. It's going to be this pick.
Okay.
And here's why. Because if you look back to the Trey Lance draft, where it was... Who went first? Trevor Lawrence, then Zach Wilson, and then Trey Lance, right? The 49ers had to trade up from 12 to 3 in order to get Trey Lance. Well, the Minnesota Vikings are trading up from 11 to 3. So it's... And you know what the 49ers had to give up? It was 11, it was like 28, and then their first next year, or the year after, which ended up being 28.
Right.
So it was 3 firsts, and it was a third.
Right, which makes sense to me.
So that's pretty much exactly what's going to be. It's a lot, and obviously, this isn't talked about enough, but the 49ers getting away with trading up that much and still making a Super Bowl without the player they drafted at 3
crazy.
Is absurd. Like, it's not even just crazy, it's literally absurd that they got away with that.
Right.
But
3 firsts.
Yeah, 3 firsts. But this is going to be the trade. And, the talk of the town right now is that the Vikings, they really like J.J. McCarthy. I think it's a smokescreen. I think it's a huge smokescreen so that they can get the Commanders to believe that Jaden Daniels is better than Drake May. And, hey...
Wait, what?
Because I think that the Vikings... The Vikings, obviously... I mean, it's not obvious, but to me it's obvious. I think they want Drake May because...
I think so, too, for sure.
Because of Josh McCown. And so I think... I mean, I don't know what I was saying before. Like, they're trying to make James. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I think they might
brain level. But no, I definitely
they
think
might
the
have
Vikings,
some motion going on under the surface.
Could be. But no, I definitely think that if the Vikings are in the position to get Drake May, they're probably going to.
Yeah.
I think he is a great fit. And I think that that's kind of like the player that they're trying to go for.
Yeah.
If New England is not sold on Drake May being their guy, then I think this is a no-brainer trade-out situation. It'd be nuts if they get that third too. I know it's like kind of splitting hairs if you're getting 3 firsts anyway.
Yeah.
But the Vikings need to keep that keep their picks this year. Like as we kind of saw, they're
they're
running out of
next year
draft inventory. You know, they have a lot of mid-round picks. I'd like to see maybe like a 4th and a 5th go there instead. But you know, we'll see. The people who hold the 3rd overall pick make the rules.
Anyway, that's true. They have all the leverage. Cardinals are at 4.
I mean, we got to give them MHJ, dude. This fit is just too good.
Yeah.
If Kyler's really their guy, why don't you just pair him up with the best wide receiver prospect we've seen in quite some time?
Yeah.
I think Marvin Harrison's going to be a steal at 4. I think he's going to be an incredible athlete, really, really good player. And I think that, you know, I'm not totally out on Kyler. I'm not totally in on Kyler. But I definitely think that, you know, if he's available for, that's who they're grabbing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just like they got rid of Marquise Brown. Like, it's just
who they traded the first for. What? Can we bring that back up?
I forgot they traded a first-round pick. Yeah, they traded the pick for Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, dude,
the Ravens definitely fleeced. Wow, I never really thought about that.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable that the Ravens got a first for that man.
That actually is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but that's all I have to say about that. I think this is a slam dunk pick for the Cardinals here.
Yeah. With the Chargers here at 5, a lot of people have them trading out. But that was kind of before free agency.
Before they lost their number 1 and number 2 wide receivers.
Right, right. But it's tough here because I just don't see any team wanting to trade up besides the Vikings, and they already did that.
Right.
So,
I could see maybe the Bears if they like a particular wide receiver here.
I just don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about the Bears later. I just don't know if they're going to take wide receiver really. But the Chargers here, I think that there's just not going to be a lot of teams that want to trade up. Maybe a team for a wide receiver, like you said, the Bears, maybe the Titans, maybe the Falcons, but maybe the Jets. But like these other teams down here, like the Patriots aren't going to trade back up to 5. That would just be ridiculous. Like just take the guy at 3. So it's kind of just like, and then they're not going to trade in division with the Broncos or the Raiders so that they can come up and get JJ McCarthy and, you know, jump the Giants if that's what they think they're going to do.
Unless they get a crazy value. I don't foresee that happening, but I think maybe there's a right price for them to trade in division for that.
But I just think it's not worth, especially it's Jim Harbaugh giving the best Michigan quarterback of all time to a division rival. Right. I just don't see that happening. So I think they actually stick and pick. And, you know, they could take receiver, but I think that with Jim Harbaugh's offense, he just wants to pound the rock. He just wants to run the ball. And they never, look at Jim Harbaugh's offense. His best receiver of his NFL career was, Michael Crabtree or, Anquan Boldin. These are not, okay, Anquan Boldin's a potential Hall of Famer, but, you know, he was never, the best wide receiver in the NFL at any point.
His philosophy is not to be high-flying, it seems, at this current moment.
Right. So I have them taking Joe Alt. Maybe it's Brock Bowers. Okay. Maybe it is a receiver. Who knows? But Joe Alt off the board at 5.
That is spicy.
Yeah.
I really, really like that.
Yeah.
I personally think they need a wide receiver, but that's if I was drafting for the Chargers. And that's not what we're trying to predict here. We're trying to see who do we think the team is going to select. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I just think that the wide receiver class is so heavy in this draft that you could get a wide receiver that you're not even really going to use that much if you're trying to go this run-heavy offense. Why not just take the best tackle available in the draft? Yeah. No, I mean, that makes sense to me for sure. So, yeah, I mean, with that said, we got the Giants on the board. There's been some talk of them possibly taking J.J. McCarthy. Mm-hmm. I think they're going pass catcher, and I think that it's a big question between these two because I really like both these prospects a lot. Yeah. And yeah, I don't really foresee them. I think it's pretty much going to be either a pass catcher, whether that be Bowers, Odunze, or Neighbors, or J.J. McCarthy. And I'm not 100% sold on the McCarthy game plan. Okay. I'm also curious to see how far he falls if we just keep letting him go. So let's put Malik Neighbors with the Giants. I think he's the better overall prospect. Odunze, I think, is just It's kind of splitting hairs. They're both really, really good wide receivers. Yeah. But I just think Neighbors is possibly a better fit for the Giants.
I think that makes sense too.
And I don't know if he would be here. Honestly, if the Chargers do end up taking a pass catcher, they're probably grabbing Neighbors. So I think the Giants might be on Odunze, but if Neighbors is available, they'd be popping him back up.
Yeah. It's really just comes down to their scouting, whoever they have ranked higher or whatever. But Titans on the board here, you know. Wide receiver was a big need before they paid Calvin Ridley a boatload of money.
A bag.
I'm pretty sure it was 4-year, 100 mil, maybe something like that. It's something ridiculous.
And this is the one that I did my exercise on with Jared, so I have a trade offer for you if you're not already thinking about it.
Okay. Let's see.
All
Okay.
right. So if the board falls this way, and the Titans are here, I personally think that they're going to probably try to go tackle.
I do
so
too.
If the top tackle prospect is gone, I think trading out would make a lot of sense for them.
Okay.
And I think the Bears would send them a 3rd overall pick to move up 2 spots.
There'd be a 3rd round.
3rd round pick, not 3rd overall. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Like, whoa.
They're
They have that.
They're giving them 1.09 and a 3rd this year to move up to 7 to grab a wide receiver. What do you think about that if you're the Titans at this point?
I mean, so you're giving me 9 and a 3rd to move back 2 spots?
Yeah.
Yeah, run that.
Yep. Or 4th, whatever the trade chart says. But yeah, in this situation, we'll go with the 3rd.
All right.
Because that seems right to me. And they have an extra one, don't they?
No, they have
it's next
no
year.
picks.
So I don't even think that is the 3rd to offer, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. I don't think they would trade that 3rd then. All right, how about...
I could just draft.
Yeah, you can't just draft.
Okay.
You don't want to take that.
mean,
but if this happens, I think that the Titans and the Bears can probably find a way to make the capital work for them to move back 2 spots.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I already kind of have a plan.
You got somebody in mind? Okay.
I have
like
a plan.
that.
I have a plan for all my picks. I did a little mock draft before Austin came over, so
Okay.
I kind of have a little plan.
I love that.
Depending on how the draft falls.
But yeah, before when I thought I was doing odds, that was the one that I was thinking of, and I think
Yeah.
that does make a lot of sense.
No, it does make
honestly,
sense.
Because
It
I think
does
the
make
Bears
sense.
would want to go and lock in their guy, and they'd be willing to give up some future capital for that.
I have something that makes a little more sense, but we'll
Okay.
talk about that at 9.
I'm ready.
But with the Titans here, they revamped their O-line. They brought in Calvin Ridley, but they never got a left tackle, and that was really their biggest need.
Yep.
So with a new head coach in town, oh my god, I literally forgot his name. I talked about him today.
Yeah, you were hyping him up.
Yeah,
bro.
I was hyping him up. Brian Callahan.
Yeah.
Brian Callahan. Offensive minded head coach, so I definitely think they're going to go offensive with this pick. Whether maybe it is Brock Bowers, that would be sick. Maybe it is Rumble Dunze, that would also be sick. But I think it's going to be Olu Fashanu. He can play left tackle for them instantly, day 1. So I like that pick to them.
So do you think in this exact situation they would possibly be looking to trade back a little bit, or would they be locking in their guy Fashanu?
That's why I entertained it a little bit,
Right.
because I was like, okay, like I have them going Olu here. Maybe it's a little bit of a reach, so I could see them trading down.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that Olu is really like the best left tackle available at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So and they need left tackles so badly. So it just makes sense to me. If Joe Alt is off the board already.
Right, exactly. If not, I feel like they're slamming Joe.
Oh yeah,
absolutely slamming.
It's locked and loaded for sure.
Okay, so Falcons, I had a trade back. I think if they get to this exact moment, they might trade back here because I personally think they're going defense and probably defensive line. So I'm a huge fan of Jared Verse and Dallas Turner myself.
Right.
But I think that with Romo Dune being here, somebody is going to try to move up and grab him. The question is who. I don't think the Bears, I mean, maybe they'll give them a 5th or something to swap spots, but I feel like when you're at 9, you can kind of just let it ride. And if they end up getting Brock, too, it's like, okay, you know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh, man, you know. So let's see. Who would possibly want to trade up and get a wide receiver?
I can tell you a team.
Do you have a trade offer from an odd team?
No, it's actually from an even
team. Who are you thinking?
Well, I was gonna do it with my next pick.
I'm gonna get pissed. But yeah, I think and maybe they do just stick here and grab a defensive player, but I did want to do some trades, so I'm gonna do a trade.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the Kansas City Chiefs trading up. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say there's no way.
It would be great. Could you imagine? What if they just go all in and try to get Odunze, bro?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
It would be nuts.
I'll offer you a trade though. Actually,
yeah. Who you got?
I'll offer you the same trade I was gonna offer the Bears.
Okay.
So I got the Steelers.
Oh, baby!
They've made it They have not hidden very well that they love Romo Dunze.
And they want a wide receiver.
Yeah, and they just so happen to need wide receiver. Deontay Johnson's gone. They signed Quez Watkins today, but who cares?
Yeah, that does not move the needle.
They signed Van Jefferson too, but who cares? I have the Steelers trading 20, 51, and their 2025 third to move up to, it was to 9, but I guess to 8 now.
12 spots.
So it's moving up a first, a second, and a third. I mean, if you want...
I think you need to get a second next year. Would they do it is the question.
Well, it is moving up one more spot, so fuck it.
And it's 12 spots, too. That's pretty thick.
Yeah, it is pretty thick.
All right. You think it's happening?
We'll do 8 first.
Yeah.
Don't just give them picks.
Yeah.
Please.
Hey, would you take 2051 in a second next year? Just sure.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
But yeah, I mean, if you countered with the second,
but I don't know if the Falcons would want to go that far back. That's the real question.
yeah,
I feel like if that was their only offer,
because that was okay. So I'll explain the Bears because the Bears have no like mid-round picks this year.
Right.
Like as you saw, they have like 4 picks this year, so that's why it made sense to do it with the Bears.
Mhm.
So
I feel like that spot is just too far of a fall, though. Is the only problem.
yeah,
But yeah, God, the Falcons' defense, because their O-line's decent, their playmaking core is fine.
yeah,
But I mean, it's not like they have a great wide receiver too. I mean, they did just pick up Darnell Mooney, but
yeah,
he's much
and they
better at
traded for
3
Rondell
spot.
Moore.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that might maybe. I feel like their defense needs more help than anything.
And they brought in a defensive.
God, I've taken forever trying to figure this out.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think it's fine. I think they're going for. I think they're going to grab Dallas Turner.
yeah, that makes
I think that makes sense. I definitely think they're going defense either way. If they could maybe get a trade back from like a team, like maybe if the Colts really wanted another wide receiver,
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, because that's not too far.
But
back.
I just feel like going from 8 to 20, there's no way Dallas Turner and Jared Verse. I mean, I guess I can't say no way, but I don't foresee Jared Verse or Dallas Turner being available at 20. So unless they plan on trading back up into the draft, which I don't have in my notes, and I don't feel like figuring that out, I think that they're just taking a D lineman there.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I figured you were going to go Dallas Turner or Jared first. But I'm going to do the trade that I said.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the Steelers. We're going to go 2051. The reason so I actually did have reasoning behind why it's this. The Steelers, I forget when it was. It was probably like 5 years ago when we drafted Devin Bush. We traded up from, I believe it was 20 to 10. It was like 9 or 10, and we drafted Devin Bush, and it was first round pick, second round pick, and then third round pick the next year. So that's actually why I did it like this.
No, I think the capital makes sense. I just don't know why the Bears would not just take Rome Odunze here.
Just because they need more mid-round picks, and because they traded for Keenan Allen, so they have Keenan, they have DJ Moore. They could draft a receiver with 20 or 51 and pick up, somebody else with that other pick. So I think it makes sense, because that receiver is instantly going to come in and be the wide receiver 3. Like, there's no way that receiver is going to, even if it was Rome Odunze, he's not going to come in and be the wide receiver 2 over Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. So I think it makes sense. Do you think it makes sense? Because it is technically one of your teams.
If I am, hey bro, you're the Steelers guy. If I'm the Steelers, I'm snapping this. Are you kidding me?
Really? You think so?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know if the Bears would pass on somebody with like a position that I personally think they need help with. But if they don't love Ozune, or they don't think that they need the help, then I mean this makes plenty of sense capital wise.
Yeah.
You're turning 1 pick into 3.
Yeah.
And 20 and 51 is fine.
Yeah. All right, I'm doing it. Steelers taking Rome Odunze. Boom. I love it. I love it. I'm instantly getting a jersey.
Yeah, that would be crazy. And I mean, I think Jets fans are literally pissing their pants right now.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers,
because
you're a New York Jet.
That's That's the second year in a row the Steelers have jumped the Jets.
Oh,
because last year they did it for Broderick Jones.
Yeah, but I think they'd be happy with either of those guys.
Yeah.
I think the Jets could also very easily maybe trade back from there and take a tackle as well. I am almost sure they will be drafting a tackle, even though they kind of figured out their needs a tackle. Those are not long-term fills by any means.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I think that if Brock's available at 10, they're grabbing him. He's just really good, and they need one more guy on offense. I think.
Yeah.
I do like the need for tackle, but with 2 of the top ones gone already, I think that they would be a reach to not grab Brock Bowers here if he's available at 10.
I can agree with that. I think that, like you said, like Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith are just like solid band-aids for Aaron Rodgers this year.
Right.
And then Brock Bowers is just Brock Bowers. Like, come on.
And the Jets are really like as all in as you can get, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they really are just, this is the only year they care about. Everything else will fall into place.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is that it was reported to them Mike Williams won't be ready for training camp. So, like, already they're saying that. So, they definitely need more weapons there.
Yeah.
So, Patriots on the board after trading back from 3. They also have 23 still.
Yeah, this is interesting.
So, yeah, they're at 11 and 23. What did they do? So, I have them doing something a little interesting. What was I gonna do though? I don't remember what it was. Hold on,
It's
I wrote it
interesting,
down.
though.
I wrote it down. It's definitely interesting. It is. Oh shit. Oh! I remember what it was. It is drafting. Listen, you had success with this type of thing before. A Michigan quarterback is going back to New England.
They are sick.
JJ McCarthy. I knew it was something interesting. Like, I knew that it was going to be spicy. JJ McCarthy is back. Or no, a Michigan quarterback is back at the helm for New England. How do you feel about that as a Bills fan?
Oh, please draft JJ McCarthy. Please, dude. Oh my god. Throw him in there with no weapons and watch him just fold. Whew. Now, fuck the Patriots.
All right.
That's all I have to say about that.
There it is.
I'm lukewarm on JJ as a prospect. I think he could end up being just fine, but I think that Drake May is a particular tier above him. And I also think that the Patriots are just so talent poor right now that if they're using their top pick on a QB that I think is going to flame out, that'd be excellent. So yeah, I'd love to see that. But now we have the Broncos at 12. A lot of people would think that if the Patriots aren't grabbing JJ, the Broncos grab JJ.
Right.
That I think makes more sense to that would be a better fit for me because I think that I don't know. It just depends on if JJ can play or not. I think that's really the big question.
Right.
Because if he can, then maybe the Patriots will be back to relevancy, but I don't personally see that. I'm trying to think of who we had the Broncos taking the last time. They really need everything.
Yeah, they are a shambolic team.
They probably should just grab whoever the best prospect available is, and I think that's a really good question as to who it is for them. I don't love any of these wide receivers enough. They could use an edge. They can use line help. They could use a corner. These guys are both left tackles, right?
Talise Fuaga is a right tackle.
Okay.
Trey Fautanu can play pretty much anywhere on the line.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really love the tackle situation for them at this point because they have a right tackle who they paid a lot of money to, Mike McGlinchey, who knows if he's the answer there or not, but doesn't really feel like a good move to draft a right tackle when you kind of have one that you're paying a lot of money to.
Could also trade back.
Yeah, they definitely could. They could be a nice trade back candidate here. You know what? That's actually a great plan. They're making a trade with the Eagles.
Okay.
The Eagles really want to get a corner.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of capital. My God, look at these. We're giving 2 compensatory picks in 22 to move back 10 spots.
I think it's going to be more than that.
Yeah, it's got to be. We probably got to give them 120 and a compensatory.
I actually, what's actually crazy is in my mock draft that I did before you came over, I had the Eagles trading up with the Broncos, and the compensation I did, I did 22, I did 50.
Oh, really?
And I did 171.
Dang, that's
and then the Broncos give up 147 too. So
okay.
It's like
so
it's
they move up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So
So
12, 145 for 22, 50, and 176. Because for 10 spots at this point in the draft, I feel like that's a second is plenty.
And if we get it wrong,
53 too.
If we get it wrong, who cares? We're at the first round mock draft.
That's
That's the thing.
A lot of this is gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
So we're doing that though, and I definitely think that the Eagles are all in on Kenyon Mitchell. I think they really want a corner. I think that they're in a good position to trade up. They definitely want to go above the Raiders and the Colts because I think they're both in the in the market for a corner. So I think that this actually works out really well.
Yeah.
The Broncos are desperate for picks, so they will take anything they can. And especially if the board falls this way, like if Fashanu was available there, which I don't really see that happening. And Joel definitely won't be available there. No. But if one of those tackles are there, Denver probably stays. If not, then I think that they probably trade that pick. And I think the Eagles are a huge candidate to trade up into the kind of early parts of this top 10 and get a quarterback.
Yeah, obviously it makes sense to me because I did it earlier. But it definitely does make sense because, like you said, they're skipping over teams that are like Quinyon Mitchell will not be there at 22.
No.
But
I don't even think he'll be there at 16.
I don't
personally. I don't think there's any way that he makes it past 16. Maybe one of the other corners, but I think Quinyon is definitely gone before 16. And
I like that.
They get to cut the Raiders.
So actually, I got the Raiders here. I actually don't think they would have gone. I think it's corners in like question for them. It definitely is like in the realm of possibilities. But they just lost Illuminor, their right tackle, who's played every single game at right tackle for them the past 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they just didn't replace him. So I think that Talise Fuaga here falling to them instantly makes sense because he's also just like a super like run heavy type of guy that can just like absolutely bulldoze guys, and I think that's what oh my god, what's their head coach's
Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce. I think that's what
the Pierce pop.
I don't know what the Raiders are gonna do. Like they're such a weird team. Like Zamir White is still their starting running back. So
no, they got Alexander Madison.
Samir White is still their starting running back. Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew are fighting for QB1.
That's
like,
right.
It's just such a weird team to me. So I think that you just have a centerpiece, or not a centerpiece, but like have a solid right tackle for like the next at least 5 years.
No, I mean, in my opinion, this, not a GM, obviously, but like when you're trying to build your team, like you should go O-lineman first because like good O-linemen normally last for 8 to 10 years and they're normally very consistent. They're one of the few positions in the sport that are extremely consistent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that that's a great pickup for them. And I think the Saints, it's funny that the Raiders and the Saints are picking one after another because these are basically the same team.
Yeah, they're weird.
I think that they're just going for best player available. They need help. This is another trade out candidate.
See that?
And I could definitely see that.
But who would be trading up?
Like maybe if that's what I was just thinking. I don't think anybody needs to. I think the Saints are just going to take Byron Murphy if he's here.
All right.
I feel like that's a good fit for them. They kind of like building through the middle of their defense, and they have they just keep running it back and keep like maxing out their salary cap. So like I think getting somebody like Byron who can kind of come in and be a day one contributor on that defensive line rotation is going to be a huge pickup for him.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean,
this is about the spot I'm expecting him to get drafted to, is in that 13 to like 20 range.
Yeah. Colts on the clock here, baby. What are we thinking? So they still need corner. They have Julius Brents. They have Kenny Moore.
Yep, just re-signed Kenny Moore.
Just re-signed him.
Mm-hmm. But they definitely, I would say that that's easily their weakest position is corner and safety.
I don't know, man. I just think that they're going to deal with it later. I think that if a guy like Jared Verse is here, you kind of have to do it because...
I like that.
I forget if it was Kwity Paye or their other defensive end. He's about to be in the last year of his contract, and I think he just had like almost double-digit sacks last year, so he's gonna, if he has a big contract year, then he's gonna want a lot of money, and I don't know if the Colts are gonna want to pay that. So Jared Verse here, just resetting the money, resetting the edge position makes sense. They could go wide receiver. They obviously could also go corner, but I think that they could address both of those positions later and just get Jared Verse.
And this is a fall for sure. Yeah, and there's a chance that the Saints take Jared Verse over Byron Murphy. I think Jared Verse is better, but just from what like I said, this is a prediction of what I think the teams will do. Yeah. And the Saints love defensive tackles, so like that just makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
I also think if Jared Verse is available here, he would be a slam dunk for the Seahawks, even though they do kind of have a solid edge position.
Right.
Their corners are straight too, which is kind of scary. Yeah. So I am grabbing Fontana for them. I think they need O-line help. Like I said, I think that Jared Verse is just he's a tier above the other players that are available, where if he was there, they'd probably just grab him. But I do think that they need the O-line help. So that makes a lot of sense to me to just go ahead and grab somebody who can play. Or wait, did I grab the wrong time?
No, you got
Yeah, he's the one who can play guard too, right? Yeah, exactly. So, and Washington, I think this is actually who we drafted to the last time, right?
Did.
Yeah. I was about to say, Washington guy, that sounds vaguely familiar.
He is a lock to go to Seattle now. We've done it back-to-back times.
Twice, he's there.
Jags on the clock here. What do we do?
The corners are falling, dude.
Yeah, the corners are falling. I think that's where I'm going to go. Could be a Brian Thomas spot, but I don't think so. I think that they're just okay with Gabe Davis taking over Calvin Ridley's role, which is insane.
Suspect.
Yeah. But I think that they're just going to go best corner available, and I think they're going to go Terrion Arnold. Yep. He just kind of seems like a Jaguar to me.
No, sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get the Rams absolutely pissed because I believe this is what happened. God dang. This is what happened in the last draft as well. We got Newton heading to the Bengals. I think they really need a nose tackle. Like if the Saints are willing to trade back here, I think the Bengals were who I was thinking of possibly trading up for because they really need to get that anchor in their defense taken care of. And I think Newton is a good player. I wasn't super familiar with his game when we did this first mock draft, but I watched tape on him. I watched tape on Terry and Arnold. I was not familiar with his game. I still think he's good. I think Kool-Aid is better, personally, but I do, kind of like we said, the consensus is that Terrion is the better of the two, so he'll probably go before Kool-Aid does.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. People could be like you, and people could think that Kool-Aid is better. I mean,
right.
We really never know until.
But it's close. I think I made that clear on the other one too. I'm not trying to say Terrion is a scrub. That's not
the
case at all.
You just prefer Kool-Aid.
Yes, and they're both first round talents, and they're both going to be quarterbacks.
There we go. All right, Rams on the clock here. Yeah, I am pissed because I was going to take Drizon Newton. So, yeah, I don't really know what to do now. But I think I'm just going to go Amarius Mims here. I actually think I was going to do this anyway. But Amarius Mims here makes a lot of sense. They really need left tackle. I know Amarius Mims is a right tackle, but I think you can move some things around. And I think that Sean McVay is really going to like him. I could also see the Rams easily trading up or trading down just because we don't really know what the Rams are going to do. They never pick in the first round. So they're just a wild card.
This is their first time in 3 or 4 years
I think
now,
it's
right?
literally 5. I literally
nuts.
think it's 5.
That is nuts.
I actually kind of want to look it up. But yeah, Amarius Mims. While you do your pick, I'm actually going to look that up because that's interesting.
Yeah, that is quite the spicy stat here. Okay, so the way I see it, the Bears want to get another wide receiver in this draft. 20 is too early for that. So who is going to be calling to possibly trade up with them?
Do you think it is?
Maybe not. I mean, Brian Thomas is nice, dude.
Brian Thomas is there.
Brian Thomas is nice. But God, dude, I also maybe think... I mean, dog, look at these corners that are
the corners are just falling, bro.
I think somebody would be calling to try and pick up one of these guys. The question is, are they picking up the phone?
While you're thinking about that, by the way, the Rams' last first-round pick, do you know who it was?
I mean, I gotta guess Todd Gurley.
He was their second to last first-round pick. And he was drafted in 2015.
Oh my God.
So 9 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
I'll give you a hint, bro. Their last first-round pick was in 2016, so a year after Todd Gurley. They have not picked since 2016 in the first round.
Bro, that's crazy. Who?
Let me say while you're thinking. They traded their 2017 first to move up to get this player in the 2016 draft. They traded
Jared Goff.
It is Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Jared Goff was their last first round pick. Yeah, isn't that insane?
Bro,
it was their last first round pick. They picked him first overall. And they moved their 2017 first to move up for it.
Yep.
They traded their 2015 first for Brandon Cooks.
2018.
Or 2018, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Their 2018 first for Brandon Cooks. They traded their 2019 first to move back for more picks. They traded their 2020 and 2021 first for Jalen Ramsey.
Hey,
and
got a ring.
And they got a ring. But that wasn't why. It was because they traded their 2022 and 2023 firsts for Matthew Stafford.
Oh my God.
Just absurd play by the Rams.
That is absurd. I cannot believe that, bro.
It's since 2015.
I also have no idea. I feel like they'd be getting a ton of calls here, but I think they would just grab Brian Thomas if they take
the Bears.
You know what? Let's make something crazy happen.
Okay. The Bills. The Bills. The Bills moving up, getting active. Okay, Chicago gets a pick back, their own pick back.
Yeah, they get their own pick back in a compensatory 4th.
It might cost like a 4th or 5th next year too.
Yeah, throw them a 5th or something. We'll throw them a 4th. Why not?
Actually, it would have to be this year. It would have to be this year.
I don't think the Bills are going to trade up. They need players. We're just going to give Brian Thomas to the Bears.
Okay.
That seems fine to me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think if I was taking it 1 to 9 and Odunze was available at 9, I would rather have that. But Brian Thomas is a great prospect, and like we said, we never really know where these guys are on board wise. So, the Bears might not be very high on Odunze.
Yeah, I mean, and the Bears also, with this trade back with the Steelers, they picked up a second and they picked up a third next year, and they just get like the next best wide receiver. Like no wide receiver went in between Romo Dunze at 9 and Brian Thomas at 20. So if they have Brian Thomas, I don't have Brian Thomas over Dunze, but if they have him at least close, that's definitely an option for them.
I agree.
So
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes a ton of sense. And then matching Brian Thomas with Caleb Williams, I mean, sheesh,
yeah, that's pretty sick,
son.
That trio.
Dolphins on the clock. I'll be quick with this one. It's going to be Jackson Powers-Johnson.
Yep.
They lost Connor Williams to free agency. Boom. Jackson Powers-Johnson, you are a Dolphin.
Yep. I think this one's pretty simple for the Broncos, too. If Latu is available, I think he's... Oh, my God. Nah, they're taking best player available, and I think the best player available right now is Cooper DeJean, and it's not even close.
Okay.
I especially
That's a hot take.
At this point...
I think it's a hot take.
It's close. It's close. I would cap on that. It's definitely close. But
yeah, he said not even close.
No, it's definitely close. But 22 for DeJean, I don't foresee happening. I think he's going before 20.
Do you really?
Sure.
I kind of think he falls.
You think he's fallen deep?
Just because he didn't work out at his pro day or the combine, so I don't know. It sketches me out personally.
That's fair. But no, I definitely think, and maybe they're higher on Latu, but I think that the Broncos, they just lost Justin Simmons.
True.
This guy.
They didn't lose him. They cut him.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's gone. And like I have been saying too, I think that they really need to build this defense around PS2 and kind of getting him a running mate makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense, honestly. Now that I think about it more, I forgot about them just saying bye to Justin Simmons.
Yep.
So we got the Pats back.
6-time All-Pro.
Yeah. And he's still a free agent.
Yep.
Weird.
Bills.
Patriots back on the clock. They have J.J. McCarthy that they took at 11, which I know you're not a fan of, but I'm a fan of.
You like J.J.?
I like J.J. at 11. Maybe not to the Patriots just because their
lack
lack of weapons is
See, if that's his landing spot, his fantasy value is in the shitter.
Yeah, but they could do a ton of different things here.
Right.
Could go Latu, who's still on the board, super high upside. They could go tackle. J.C. Latham's still here. Could go. I don't think they really go corner with. They're pretty set with corner.
Corner is like the only position they're like really excelling at.
I agree.
Everything else needs some help.
Yeah, could go linebacker. Their new coach, Gerard Mayo, linebacker, but I don't think they're going to. I think it's really between Latu and J.C.
Those are the two that I see as well.
Unless I'm forgetting somebody. They could go Bo Nix. They already went McCarthy. They just couldn't make up their mind. They took both. We're going to go with Latu here. Just best player available.
Yep.
You already got your quarterback. Let's get, I can't say an elite level pass rusher, but I mean...
Elite upside.
Upside for sure.
What does that mean?
He
is the capability of being a really good NFL player.
Agreed.
I don't think he's that, there's a very clear separation between him, Jared Verse, and McDonald. Right? What's the guy's name? McDonald?
Who? McDonald.
No, Dallas Turner. What the hell am I thinking, dude?
I did not know where you were going
McDonald
with that.
from last year?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Jesus Christ.
But with Latu, I lost my train of thought, so just pick the Cowboys.
He's nice. Literally, as you were saying those two names, I was thinking whoever doesn't get picked is going to the Cowboys, because if Latu is there, I think... I feel like they're grabbing a tackle either way. There's a huge Tyron Smith-sized hole, and now the right side of the O-line, because I think they're moving Tyler Smith to the left.
Right.
So... and does JC play right? I think he plays left tackle, doesn't he?
I think he plays right. Yeah, he plays right.
Okay.
And he can play some guard.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, but tons of snaps at right tackle. So, yeah, I think that's actually a perfect fit.
Yeah.
So, I think Cowboys fans would be really happy with that landing spot.
I think so, too. Packers on the board here. Usually, it's a Cooper DeJean lock for me.
Yeah.
But he's off the board. But they also, low-key made some sneaky moves in free agency for their secondary. It says safety here, but they picked up Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, not really.
They do need a second safety still, but...
Don't they have...
They could do it.
Oh, did they cut Darnell Savage?
He's still there, but,
he's just running away.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
Yeah. Yeah. So they really need a tackle. They have
a Bakhtiari-sized hole.
Yeah, Bakhtiari-sized hole. Yeah, they really need a tackle. I'm going to go Tyler Guyton over Graham Barton here because I think Graham Barton, he's going to be able to play anywhere on the offensive line, and I think the Packers,
They want more of a
They
dedicated
do need
tackle.
They do need some guard help too, though. I'm gonna go Graham Barton. Actually,
They do
I
kind
talked
of
myself
love
into
those
it.
versatile offensive linemen too.
I talked myself into it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think, me personally, I have Graham Barton higher than Tyler Guyton in my rankings. So I think Graham Barton makes more sense for them because they can also use help at guard and they can kind of move him around, see where he fits best. But yeah, Tampa on the clock, baby. They need a lot.
They do.
They need a lot. They traded
I feel like
Carlton Davis.
I feel like running back is not a need.
I also don't think that's a need.
Tight end is not really a need. I mean, yeah. What, Kadon's like a top 15 tight end? That's like...
That's a stretch.
Don't you think so? Top 20?
I could probably name 15 better. Maybe top 20.
I mean, he's definitely
average.
If there's a line in the middle, he is close to that middle. He's not down towards the bottom.
No, I think he's literally
Yeah.
the average tight end.
Yes, I think that would make sense too. But yeah, I mean, I could see them maybe grabbing... but their tackles are kind of set up.
Yeah.
Maybe if they grabbed Guyton, then they would grab Barton here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think they need a cornerback. If I was making this pick, I'd be grabbing Kool-Aid McKinstry. But
It could be a thing.
I do believe Nate Wiggins is probably gonna just have higher like draft stock. I don't know though.
I don't know either.
Dude, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, because I'm gonna pick Nate, and then Kool-Aid's gonna go here, and I'm gonna be belligerent.
Then just do it, bro. Pick Kool-Aid.
I believe in my guy. He's going in the first. Put
There
him
you go.
in Garnet and Gold.
There it is,
Or
baby.
wait, no, Garnet and Gold's FSU. What is FSU's red? Or what is the Bucks red?
It's Pirate.
Let's see.
Pirate red.
Pirate red.
Buccaneers red. While you look that up, I'll go ahead with the Cardinals.
I'm very curious to see what they call this.
The Cardinals. Oh yeah, that we picked Marvin Harrison Jr.
It's
What is it called?
wait, no, they said Bay Orange, but that's the creamsicle one.
Yeah, that is the creamsicle one.
Pewter is the
That's
the gold
that's not-
that I'm looking for.
that's
yeah.
not gold,
It says
though.
Buccaneer.
That's like the
Buccaneer red and pewter.
silver-ish. That's like the silver-ish color, I think. The pewter, isn't it?
I think so.
Pewter. Cardinals on the clock. They took Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they're just going to take best player available. It could be Nate. I think Nate Wiggins is the best player
I think they're grabbing a
available.
corner.
But let me just double check. They could go edge. Chris Braswell, Chop Robinson, Darius Robinson. I think those are all in play for sure. Jordan Morgan even possibly.
This might be a trade back opportunity for them too. Because I mean, even if the Cardinals nail this draft, I still feel like they're a year or two behind.
Well, I think they also have a high second. Yeah, they have 35. And they don't really need picks. So I think they're just going to take best player available, to be honest with you.
But if they do,
Unless it's like future picks that they're getting.
or if they stockpile a bunch of thirds and fourths, they can use those to trade up in the second and third round.
That's true.
Just depends on their board. That's really the biggest thing here. How come they don't just show us their board?
Yeah. Just tell me, man. I won't tell anybody. I
won't put it on YouTube,
yeah.
bro, I promise.
Oh, man. Okay. We're just going to go Nate Wiggins, bro. Honestly.
I think it makes a lot of sense, man. They need a corner bad.
Yeah.
And I know that they grabbed Sean Murphy Bunting went to the Cardinals. God, is that what I'm thinking of? Let me think. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Sean Murphy Bunting. But I don't think that he is the one-off solution to... Yep. He's with the Cardinals now.
Yeah, I don't think he's a
Sean Murphy
solution
Bunting
either.
hopes to be what the Cardinals have been waiting for.
Well, I also think... Doesn't
Pair
Sean
him
Murphy... Doesn't he also mostly... I'm pretty sure he mostly plays in the slot. And Nate Wiggins can play outside. So.
Yeah, he's definitely not like a tall corner from what I can remember.
Yeah.
Now we're on to my Bills here, and I think they're grabbing a wide receiver or a corner almost certainly. So, I mean, if one of those two guys were available, like maybe they're grabbing the corner. We had A.D. Mitchell going last time. I have heard a lot of Troy Franklin talk, but it's sounding like the consensus on Troy Franklin is that he's probably an early second rounder. So maybe the Bills are a candidate to trade out of this spot. I do like A.D. Mitchell, though, and I think just the easy way to guess it is put him on the Bills.
There you go.
He's a good player. The Bills need another wide receiver, and then you can get a nice pairing with Diggs, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir working on the inside with either of the two tight ends, and then get A.D. Mitchell on the outside, kind of blazing people to speed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes for a dangerous offense if they can make it click.
You weren't thinking linebacker at all, though? Wasn't in question?
Nah, not this high. I think at this point, if they trade back, that'd be an easy way to get a linebacker. I feel like if
Yeah.
they, if somebody wants to offer them like 35 or something, and then another like third or a fourth, then it's like, okay, go back. Maybe we'll grab Peyton Wilson. But I definitely think their two biggest needs are wide receiver and cornerback.
That makes sense for me, especially coming from an avid Bills fan.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna shit on your pick because I think you know more than me.
About that particular team,
yeah,
I would say,
no,
yes.
for sure. The Lions, though, yeah, but watch it be Peyton Wilson, and then I'll just say that I'm a better Bills fan than you are.
Better Bills fan.
Yeah, not more.
Not just knew about the draft. Better Bills fan.
Lions on the clock. They're pissed because they want a corner.
Yep.
Kool-Aid's gone. Nate Wiggins is gone. Of course, all the other ones are gone.
Mm-hmm.
So the best ones available are like T.J. Tampa,
I don't hate.
Barry Lassiter, Ennis Rakestraw
This is
free falling.
This is a nuts cornerback draft and wide receiver draft, to be real. And I think that's kind of just an indictment to like how the game has changed. It's been like 5 or 6 years now of the passing game just 10 maybe years probably now of the passing game just dominating. Yeah. So more corners and wide receivers and these high level athletes are focusing on their craft, becoming better, and it's kind of become the mainstay of NFL defenses.
So with the Lions pick, besides last year, people really quickly forget that the Lions suck at drafting, and even last year.
People were sus on them.
People were hella sus on them. I was kind of sus on them. And I think,
I gotta say, bro, Jack Campbell still, they reached on him.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
he's nice.
Still, they reached
on him, bro.
At 12?
You could have got him at 20. But hey, we've heard that other teams had him high on their board too, so maybe he would have gone.
Maybe they were plugged in.
And Jahmyr Gibbs is nice.
I think that they reach on somebody here. I think the better player is TJ Tampa. He's my, number one corner on the board still right now. Mm-hmm. But I think that they're going to go for a guy like Ennis Rakestraw Jr., who's more of a press guy. He'll get in your face, but he'll do that because he's not too fast. So he can get burned really easily, but that's why they have Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph playing safety. So they're set at safety. They just need guys that are good at press, right. And that's something Ennis Rakestraw Jr. is really good at. So
okay.
It's a reach for me personally, but I think it's a good fit for the Lions.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that makes a lot of sense, and I don't think they'd be super high on. I mean, maybe if they want to grab one of these two offensive line players, that would make sense. But yeah, if they're really trying to get out of the first round with a corner, that seems sensible to me. And I know TJ Tampa's name, but I'm not super familiar with his particular game, so that makes a lot of sense if they're looking for somebody to kind of jam people off the starting line.
Right.
As far as the Ravens go, they're a major trade back candidate. They have lost a lot of players, but if they stay in this spot, I think they're grabbing. I mean, they got to grab Tyler Guyton because they already have their center. So, who are you thinking?
You should look at the tackles available.
Is there a better tackle? Oh, is Jordan Morgan your guy?
He's not my guy.
Let's see where we at. Left tackle. I mean, he's a left tackle, but they need a right tackle. Is Tyler Guyton? He's a right tackle.
He's a right tackle, yeah.
Yeah.
You could go. Yeah, I guess
they're so heavy with the running game. I feel like they need a designated right tackle at this point.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they believe in their left tackle. So we'll grab Tyler Guyton.
Ronnie Stanley. Yeah. The only reason that I gave you shit is because I still think that they're pretty heavily linked to Jordan Morgan, but that could just be a smokescreen too, and they just like Tyler Guyton more. Yeah. So who knows?
But no, and that it could make sense too. The Ravens are not the kind of team that are drafting for this year. They really like to just take the people who they think they can develop into be superstar players.
For sure.
So, but no, I personally like Tyler Guyton, and I think that they should be drafting to win this year because they had a really good team, and then they lost all of it. So don't do that again.
That's sage advice from Austin here. Absolute sage advice. Okay, I'm going to do something I wanted to do last time, but I wasn't able to do. I'm going to trade up right here with the 49ers. It's going to be... Wait. Let me just double check. Yeah. Did we not... Was this the Broncos only first?
Yeah.
What did we do here? Oh, yeah. That's right. Okay. So we're going to trade up. Obviously not the Chiefs. They're going to trade up one pick. It's going to be the Broncos.
Oh, okay. I don't think they have a second, bud.
Where are they?
I don't think they have a second.
Oh my god, is that why?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't.
Where are they? Oh. No, they pick a... they pick...
Yeah, that's right. They
just got one.
They traded for...
So they're gonna trade back up.
Okay.
They're going to trade back up.
Dang.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, son. Come on now. They're gonna give up. Obviously, damn, that is kind of a big.
Yeah, that's a lot, bro. Their team is so bad too.
Yeah, but they need a quarterback, man.
Hey, bro, they got Jared Stidham, bro.
We're gonna do something else. It's gonna be. It's either them or the Raiders to me. It has to be them or the Raiders because no. I know who it'll be. It's gonna be you're gonna be pissed, Austin. But it's gonna be the Seattle Seahawks who don't pick for a while either. God damn
Get out of here, kid. And they're in division. That shit ain't happening.
Damn it. I think that Michael Penix Jr. is a first round pick.
You want Penix to go 31?
I think Penix is a first round pick, but I think Bo Nix makes more sense for the Broncos, and Seattle just doesn't have the capital really, unless they just give up picks next year, and it would probably be with the Chiefs instead of the Niners anyway. So I guess we'll just pick. Damn it! Nah, we're going with the Denver trade. Fuck it, we're going with the Denver trade.
Are they grabbing Bo Nix here?
Yeah, they're getting Bo Nix.
Okay.
They're so stupid. They're gonna do it. They are so stupid. They'll do it. Where do they keep going?
It's 50.
Okay, 50. That's right. Okay, so how many picks is that? Like 21?
19.
Yeah, 19 picks. What else would they even have to give up?
Probably that Carolina pick.
This one?
And then like 147 and like a 7th or something.
Whatever. We don't have to spend too much time
that makes
on
sense,
this.
right? Maybe Carolina, maybe Miami's pick.
They have so many picks this year, though. It might have to be like a 4th next year.
Yeah.
And just do like...
I mean, that seems fine to me.
Whatever. It's first round mock. I'm not going to get the trade exactly right anyway. Denver trades up. They're taking their guy. Oh, it could just be a smokescreen, though. Nah, Bo Nix makes more sense for me.
Yeah,
Bo Nix,
I do think that's like a hidden style. Actually, maybe Penix is a better style for Sean Payton. Tough choice.
So, we'll see.
Either way, Chiefs are grabbing a wide receiver. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Like
They just signed.
I don't care
Brown.
what anybody says.
Yes, there it is. Awesome.
And they're getting a fast one too. So I can't remember. Is Lad fast?
He's a slot guy.
Yeah. I don't know if they really need that.
They just got a fast guy. What do you mean?
Right, but when Hollywood Brown inevitably starts dropping balls or gets injured, they're gonna need somebody else. I mean, I think last time we also had Peyton Wilson.
I thought I had him to
the Chiefs, wasn't it? Because they lost Willie Gay.
Oh,
and that
is
can
that
make
where
more
I put him?
sense.
I thought I put him on the Bills, but maybe you're right. Maybe
I think
did
it
put
was
him
the
on
Chiefs. Yeah, no, you had AD Mitchell going to the Bills last time, which makes a lot of sense.
Oh, you're right. I did have him going to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally think the Chiefs are getting a wide receiver, but I don't think Lad fits really well. Troy is really fast. I just like Troy, so I don't want him on the Chiefs. Whatever. I think it's a good pick for them.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I think Troy Franklin is a nice wide receiver, and damn, look at that.
Back to back.
The Oregon squad.
Also, this is probably the first time ever 3 Oregon players went in the first round. I can't remember the last time that happened. I honestly don't even remember that many times.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, that's the only one I can really think of.
And the defensive lineman that the Dolphins way overdrafted. I can't remember what that dude's name is, but I'm pretty sure that was the same year.
I have no idea. Maybe I don't know ball. Oh,
Javon Holland.
Oh, that's.
Oh wait,
you said
no,
defensive
no.
lineman.
Yeah, no, hold on, that's not the one.
I know you're talking about
Deion Jordan. That's who it is.
That's not who I thought. All right.
Yeah, he was raw in Oregon. Yeah.
Was that the same year?
The 3rd overall pick, 2013. Let's see.
What? No, that's not the same year because that's
That's the Eric Fisher draft. I'm pretty sure.
No, that was 2011 or 2012. That was the RG3 draft,
Nah,
right?
this is Eric Fisher.
It is the Eric Fisher draft?
Yeah, Eric Fisher, DeAndre Hopkins, and then...
DeAndre did not go 2. Who went 2?
Oh, no. Luke Jokel went 2.
Oh, it's the Jags, right? Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
What are the Steelers picking that draft? Jarvis Jones? Trash ass.
Let's find out. I'm seeing if there's any more Oregon players here.
Oh.
Because I remember he went crazy high and then busted out immediately. LNO, Oregon, A3. Nope. Only 2. Kyle Long and Deion Jordan.
Ooh,
And then
kinda long.
Kiko Alonso went in the second to Bills. Sleeper.
No, not a sleeper. He's just the only reason you guys got was Sean
Concussion king.
McCoy.
Yeah.
Shady trade package.
Hey. Okay. Oh wait, yeah. We want to see who the Steelers selected in that draft. Let's see. Pittsburgh Steelers. Jarvis Jones.
Yep. Knew it.
Yeah.
Shitter.
He knows ball. Guess who the Bills got in that draft? EJ Manuel.
Who was on the board? Who was? I mean, I don't think that was a heavy quarterback
Over
class.
Eric Reed, Kyle Long. I mean, Tyler Everett. Who cares?
He was
DeAndre
good.
Hopkins.
That could have been nice.
Cordero Patterson. Hall of Famer, maybe.
I don't know about that.
Maybe.
For special
maybe.
teams.
Yeah,
for special teams. Yeah.
Zach Ertz.
That would have been nice.
Darius Slay.
Hey, your boy.
Metate.
That's not who I was talking about. But yeah, him too.
Hey, Gino.
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 Le'Veon, baby. Hey.
Okay, all right. There you go. So it wasn't a bad draft after all. All right. So we
yeah, I guess not.
So we ended up talking about the 2013 draft somehow. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, let's
We're too far gone.
let's get out of here. Yeah, like that was
right.
11 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
The last time the Rams had a draft pick. No, I'm just kidding.
Close too.
And it's actually freakishly close. But
All right.
that's it.
Let's do a quick wrap up here. So, trades. I feel like the Vikings going up to getting Drake May, great move. I think that would be awesome for them.
Yeah.
And I hope that happens. That would be really cool. Steelers trading up to get Roma Dunze. I'm sure you would be creaming. Yeah, that's cream team.
If I see if I see trade at the bottom of the screen for number 9 and Roma Dunze still on the board, I know it's the Steelers.
Yep.
I will
be a
put my car on it.
Only if those two things happen first, though. That is an asterisk car on the line.
Yeah.
And then JJ, this is part of the trade as well. Eagles going up against Quinton Mitchell.
Yeah.
That, I think, is going to happen. I don't know if it's 12. I said this before we started recording. I don't think I put it on the mic. I know for a fact that the Eagles are trading up for a corner in this draft. I don't know when. I don't know what pick. But I know they're doing it.
All right.
Okay?
I mean, it makes sense at 12.
Asterisk. Put the car on it. Other trade we got Brian Thomas to the Bears. I think they'd be very happy with extra picks on Brian Thomas.
Yeah, they would love that. That's low key, like it's not really a fleece. It's kind of just a fair trade,
right.
to be honest.
It's really good value.
Yeah.
And I think that if the Broncos end up picking up a second and getting Cooper DeJean, they'd be very happy with that as well. And then I think that if the Cardinals...
Well, don't skip over the Pats. Don't skip over the Pats.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, Pats also got Latu, which would be fantastic. Yeah, I mean, if they're big on JJ and they get JJ plus Latu, I mean, that's kind of... Plus a first
next year.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Yeah.
That's a steal. I think both of these teams are very happy to get tackles that fall to them. What?
That was already...
Oh, this has been traded.
Yeah,
okay.
I
understand. I was like, this makes no sense.
We didn't do that.
I think both of these corners make a lot of sense. I could definitely see the Broncos picking up a quarterback this year. I don't think it'll be the first pick that they make unless JJ's there. But I could definitely see them getting a quarterback. And then the rest of these guys...
we did have them picking earlier. They picked Cooper DeJean.
Who's that?
The Broncos.
Yeah. I bet, but they don't have a second unless they do this trade.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the wrap-up.
That's a 2.0, baby.
Yeah, 2.0. We got another one next week. Another one the week after that. Another one the week after that, and then it's the draft, right?
There might be one more.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we have 3 or 4 more coming to you.
I like this one.
This one is, I think we're getting close. We're getting close. And I don't know if we are going to, should we coordinate the trades ahead of time next time maybe? How are we going to change it up? We should talk about this off here. All right. We already said goodbye. Then we talk for 10 more minutes. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.